Right, good morning Tom, it's the 15th of June, Sunday morning, and I am going to do a garden video, not all today, but I just caught this poppy this morning whilst being out in the garden that wasn't out yesterday but is out today, so I'm videoing it today to include in the other video because they don't last long, and we have got quite a breeze here today. Well, we've had a breeze here for the last 3 days really, so I didn't want this one to blow away and lose it. But I've never seen this one before in the garden. All self-sown, or seeds that I've sown from other poppies from last year. There is some more to come out there, and then there's some more over here. They're still to come out, so I'll be back to this part of the garden again, but I just wanted to catch this one today before we lose it, in case it's just a one-off, I don't know. Okay then. Well, good afternoon Tom, it's the 18th of June, Wednesday afternoon, and I'm just going to have a look around the garden and see how everything's doing. So I'm down at the bottom end where the red currant bushes are, and we are starting to get a few. Whether they'll do anything or not, I'm not sure. There's some down there. Somebody said I must put some net curtains around these to stop the birds getting hold of them. And we've got I think what you call a Canadian poppy down here. There's one or two of those been kicking about. The other bush is here, the other red currant bush. Not quite sure what's well, I think this is a different variety, to be honest. The leaves, these leaves seem to just go floppy, and they look a slightly different size to the one next door to it. I don't know whether that's right or not. I had them given, they were going to throw them away. And then over here, can't remember the name of this plant, but this was given to me by one of our neighbours, and it's just beginning to flower up. This will look really nice when it's all out, but there's some flowers there coming, and all it was a twig. Just snapped a twig off her plant and gave it me and said, just stick that in the ground and it'll grow. And it has. It was originally over near the garage, behind the garage. I moved it down here, so we'll have a walk around and see how it's all going. The copper beech tree is in full glory. I've got to get behind here where the shed is, and I've got to, at the back end of the year, lop these branches off, which are about there, because we're re-roofing this little shed because it leaks and they need that lot clearing so they can refelt it, and well, they're going to put a new wooden roof on and refelt it. So we'll have just a walk up here. The lilac tree's finished now. Had some nice blossom on that this year. So that's finished. So we're up here where the bluebells were, or are. So they've well finished now. So there'll be all this lot to clear out. We've got the fuchsia coming. This fuchsia's been here a long time. So that'll eventually flower up. And then I've got my poppies, which these ones aren't quite out yet. There's one over there that was well out this morning, but as soon as the sun has moved, they start to shut up. I'll get rid of myself and then see more of it, that's it. But there's all these still to come out. When you compare the ones that Sean sent me of his poppies, they were well out. And of course we're in a different country, aren't we? So eventually, once all the bluebells have died off, the leaves have gone really dead, I can pull them out and tidy it up for back end. There's these lilies, they've got a flower on them, and the odd one of those is dying off now, and they'll end up with a mass of red berries on them when all the foliage has died off. So it looks rather untidy, but it's a wildish bit of the garden that I really enjoy. The bees love it. These little pink flowers down here are all self-sown. I have no idea what they're called. My little garden ornaments they seem quite happy. And we've had some grandmother's bonnet down here, which is just dying off. But there's another great big clump at the back there. Big bee down here. Is it going to stay around so I can film it? Where are you? There he is. That is a big bee. A real whopper. Oh, there's two. Just gone under the clematis. And that's another thing. The clematis. It's coming back. It's come back. I was really worried about this, as you know. But I've managed to pull a load of dead wood out, especially around this area here, and it's done the trick, I think. I have a bit more to do in here where I'm pointing now. Once I can walk across the garden without tramping on the poppies and what have you, but it's come back really well. The flowers have gone now. It flowered this year, but the variety is such that they don't last very long. They soon start to drop. Anyway, that's that. This little plant in the pot, I'm going to take out. I cannot for the life of me remember what this is called. Jackie, our neighbour, one of our neighbours, gave me it a number of years ago. I've got a bigger one on the drive, which we'll see later on, but I'm taking this out of its pot, and I'll find a nice place to plant it in the garden. I do not have a lot of garden space for plants because I'm mostly grass. I've got that bit on the drive, a bit on the front, in front of the house, and what's here. That's why I do all the baskets and stuff. So we'll have a look at how the baskets are doing on the Megan's old swing. So they're all coming on now. Various varieties of planting there. Sutura, whatever that is, and verbena. And this is one of the baskets. The thing is now, of course, with all this fine weather, Yorkshire water, like they do every year, start panicking and start imposing hosepipe bans and all the rest of it. This little plant here is called Purple Eye, Samira, and that's the trailing plant is called Nectar, and this is the other little basket at the end of the swing. So they're doing okay. And then this is what I call the nymph bowl, the three little nymphs holding it up. So this always does well. So I've got a variety of stuff in here. I don't know whether these are plants I've put in or whether they're just something that's grown. I think they are. They are something that's grown. I haven't put as many in this year in each of the containers. I've cut them down, and to be quite honest, I could cut them down a bit more, but I find if you just nip these dead heads off here, and then of course you get more blooms. So over here, this year I have decided to put some what I call Dave Clark 5 flowers in these boxes. I call them Dave Clark 5 flowers because it's feeling gladiola, if you get sorry about that. Feeling gladiola anyway. Of course that's what they are, gladiolas, and I'm just not sure when these will flower. I got them brand new and put them in, and there's no sign of any flower on them at all. And oh, hello, love.
Oh, hello. Oh, sorry, you want to go away.
I'm just doing a video. I'm just going to knock off now because my foot lady's come.
Can I park on the drive?
Right, Tom, well, I'm back with you again now. I forgot our chiropodist lady was coming today, and I forgot all about her coming. So I've just had my feet done. So coming out to have another shot of the plants. Yeah, my gladiolas, I'm just not sure when they're going to flower, because apparently different varieties flower at different times, and I can't think what varieties these are because the labels have blown away. So anyway, that's better. They'll come when they're ready, I suppose. But something's been nibbling away at these. I put some pellets down the other week. I don't know whether I've done any good or not. But this is me arum lily, which is looking very healthy, but it hasn't flowered. I've got another one over near the back door, which we'll get to shortly, but for some reason this one hasn't. So I'm just wondering if it wants maybe splitting. I have put it in a bigger pot. Excuse my croaky throat. I have a touch of hay fever today. It's scorching here again. So excuse me. Excuse the croakiness. Yeah, so as I say, this one has decided not to flower. But yeah, I might just leave it and see what happens next year. Really, of course, it is in a bigger pot than it was. So anyway, we'll have a wander. We'll have a wander over to the picnic table. There's a little carnation in there that once the head's nipping off, that one I'll cut that one off with some scissors later. So these are my little trays this year. I'll say I haven't put as many plants in. I think last year I put 4 in. I think I've put 3 in this year. Although, yeah, I think there's 4 in that one actually. But they're all coming on. I've got 2 on this wall. And these are my sunflowers from the seeds from the big one last year. This is the biggest one, and then I've got some tiny ones down here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 little ones in there. So they're coming on. There's a first hanging basket. That's come out nice now. And then I've got some more poppies in this tray down here. And these are all self-sown. Or I might have scattered the seeds actually. All over the place, and they're just growing all over the place. So these are nice. I don't know where the label's gone for these now, unless it's hiding. No, it's blown out, so I can't remember what they're called. So then we've got some more of the sunflowers. In that pot. And I think this is a busy Lizzie. Now, when I got this plant, it was full of flowers, and as soon as I planted it, the flowers started to die, so I just chopped them off, and I've got all new buds coming now. There's one there, just down there. Some more sunflowers. So I don't know what happened to yours, Tom. As you say, the magpies must have got them. And then we've got hanging basket up here. I love that trailing plant. That's all coming on nice. But I mean, the weather's been superb, hasn't it? I mean, it's just real plant weather is this. Got to keep them watered. And all my tatties are now dug up. These are the potato baths, which are now free of potatoes. They haven't done anything this year. Very disappointed. So I've just put the pots on top of the baths. So this is a nice plant. Ardenda. I think that's what it says. And these geraniums are from last year. I managed to keep a few geraniums. And this plant, again, I had a label in this and it's blown away, but I've had this about 3 years, and this flowers, these little blue flowers, they look like forget-me-nots, but they aren't. And I can't think of the name of this plant either. So we've got some more sunflowers in this tub, and the third hanging basket's up here. Blimey, it is hot. Absolutely roasting. And then I've got another geranium that I kept from last year that's doing very well, and I put a couple of pots in this. It's a toilet roll holder that we were chucking out. It was going a bit rusty at the base, and Anne was going to throw it in the blue recycling wheelie bin. I said, oh, give us it here and I'll put a couple of pots in it. So that's my toilet roll holder display. So yeah, if you just keep nipping the heads off these as they die, you get some more nice blooms. And the fourth hanging basket is just up here. Still plenty of stuff to come out. But I wanted to catch hopefully all the poppies out, but as you can see, they all weren't out. And then there's this plant which I've had for a long while. I just planted it up with bits that I'd left over from the rest of the bedding plants. This plant, I am not sure where this came from, but it's a lovely plant, but it likes a lot of water. Again, I don't know. I have a feeling I've had this given, but it gets watered every day, does this. You can see how it's sort of falling over at the sides. It's not bone dry or anything like that, but it does take a lot of water, so I'll be giving that a drink before I finish. Then there's these little purpley flowers here. Again, oh, the label is in here. These Brachysum. That's what they are. And then, well, down here is what is left of the Mimulus. That's finished now. That's why it's looking like this. But I'll just leave it there, and it'll come back next year. Some more gladioli in there, which have got nibbled, and a poppy, which is, again, that's self-sown. I haven't put that in there on purpose. It's found its way in the box. But if you remember last year, the boxes were full of bedding plants, but I just thought I'll try some gladiola this year and just see how it goes. So we'll have a look round the back door area. So the little plastic trays do well. Give these a drink every 2 days while it's like this. I did them a big watering yesterday, so they'll be alright today. The drainage holes are fairly big, so they don't get waterlogged. So this is my other arum lily. Now this, of course, has flowered 3. Well, that one there at the back, that was the first flower, and the other 2 have come afterwards. That one's just beginning to die off now. But yeah, I've got 3 flowers off this one, and none off the other one, for some reason. But nice display of pansies in that tub. And again, poppy's taken over in this trough. These stalks need to come out. They haven't quite made it yet. They will do. So it's quite a splash of colour. Yeah, it's got some gladioli in a trough at the back there. Yeah, I don't know. I can't make my mind up about those. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? So, just across here we've got the osters, which I meant to split last back end, and I didn't, because I don't think I was very well at the time, but I must do them this back end. But the flowers are just starting to come. One there, and there's another two at the back there. There weren't a lot of flowers on them last year actually, so we'll have to wait and see. But they're coming on. I've got 4 of those. The other 2 are against the garage wall here, and the flowers are there. Oops, I keep knocking the old panning lever. Yes, now I did have one in this corner here where this bush is, and I moved it yesterday because it's got absolutely riddled with holes, as you can see. So something's been on that bush and crawled onto the oster and had a real good shovel, so I've moved it over there out of the way. So that's looking a bit poorly. And then I've got the last 2 wall baskets are here on the front of the garage under the owl. That one there, and then this one here. So that's the display this year. And then basically just down the drive we have a hydrangea. This is a different variety to the others, so that's coming on. That'll flower later on. And then these are the big hydrangeas that I pruned back last back end, which are all coming back again. They won't flower this year. There is a flower on one of them. I spotted it the other day, but I don't think it'll develop into anything. It might do, but there won't be many. It'll be next year, because I won't be pruning them back this year. And then that's the big blue plant, you know, rather like the one in the pot that I showed you earlier. That always flops over into the drive. And then of course we have the red robins that we put in a couple of years ago. Now at the end they're doing okay now. So yeah. Then just at the front of the house, nothing much changes here. It's it just stays basically the same every year. It's great for the bees is this Cotoneaster here. And I've got some more, is it Canadian poppies down there? They'll be self-sown. And then my holly tree and the flowering red currant type bush that I did earlier on. And we've just got another display down here in this blue bowl. Again, poppies of self-sown, and yeah, I always leave my front hedge until about September. It looks a mess by then, but it cuts better and you don't have to cut it twice. If I cut this now, it'll need doing again, and I don't cut it. I get somebody in to do it for me. So, got a foxglove that's just starting to drop. That's a tall one. So there we are. That's about the run of it now. Plenty of holly. So I'll do another one later on when a bit more stuff's come out. Okay, see you later.